Hello, good morning. It's now Monday morning here in the Philippines. Good day, everyone. This is a continuation of our free daily live tutorial here in my channel, the Tony Regondola's channel. Again, we don't have sessions during holidays in the Philippines. So, our last discussion was I think that was before December 24. So that's December 23. And then this is our continuation. Actually, we've discussed already about the summary or the summary of the web development. So our topics last time were quite complex to those who are novice or beginners in web development, because again, that is the summary of although that's a simple application or simple system, but that is the summary of our entire topics or journey in HTML, and not in HTML but the entire web development. And today we will begin with the simplest and easiest topic, but the most important topic, because all web programming languages or any web development the bottom line of that will come up with an HTML document. So HTML is easy to learn, but this is also the most important thing that we must consider in a web development, because even if you don't have a knowledge in complex web programming or server-side programming languages, you can still create your website or your page, although it's just a static page. But using your knowledge in HTML will become it is doable and possible, although it wouldn't become interactive if you don't have a knowledge in JavaScript, especially the server-side programming languages like PHP that we used last time and as our backend, and or server-side programming language, and the MySQL as our backend. So that's the difference. But still, to become a web developer, you should have a deeper understanding on HTML. So this is our day 1 for HTML and day 8 for our since we've launched last December 14 this free daily live tutorial. So again, we made this daily because I wanted to give it to you, to share it with you gradually but surely. So I don't want you to bombard with or overwhelmed with a lot of information regarding web development. I wanted to give it to you on a daily basis, so that you can digest and internalize it very well. Okay. So to begin with our HTML, our topic for today for HTML is about the basic or its basic structure. So I don't want you to get confused when you start to learn or start learning about HTML. So by just basically knowing the basic structure of an HTML, you will not be lost on how an HTML document works. So that is our main target for today's topic. So I want you to really understand and internalize only about the basic structure, because other topics will come along as we go along, as we proceed to our other HTML topics, basically HTML tags. So there are so many HTML tags, but before we explore with that, you should understand first the basic structure or HTML basic structure. Okay, I'm going to share with you my editor. Okay, so as you can see from your screen, We will open an editor. Okay, so that is our editor. So again, I want you to use a notepad if you're using Windows, or any pure text editor if you're using Mac OS, or let's say in my case it's Linux, so I'm using gedit. Or even you can go to the nano, you can issue a nano command in Linux in your Linux terminal, whatever it is, or whatever the flavor of your Linux, be it Ubuntu, in my case it's Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Red Hat Linux, or whatever. But the point is, I want you to use only plain text editor without auto completion or auto suggestion, because by doing this you will really, it will retain to your memory and you will really understand what we're doing. So I know that some of you already know that there are already a lot of WYSIWYG tools. What you see is what you get tools. That that some people think that we already don't need to memorize these things. That's true. We don't need to memorize these things, but at least we understand how it works and how it is being done. So you will only internalize these things if you do it as some sort of manual process like this, because it will really retain to your memory, even if you are going to use in the future the WYSIWYG tools. Because again, we're doing this because you will not, I will train you not only to become a designer, although this could be your stepping stone, but I want you to become a web developer or web programming, so you cannot edit or insert your scriptlets or scripts inside your program or HTML document, even if you're using any framework, if you really don't understand the basic structure initially and the different HTML tags. Okay, so to start with, the first thing that you must understand is that you must have this sandwich tag, the HTML. So that's the very beginning of an HTML document. Although you can also write on top of it the doc type HTML, meaning because that is for HTML5 compatibility or compliance. But this time I will not include it here, because what I am trying to explain here is the basic structure regardless of the HTML version that you're going to use. So traditionally before, this is how we do it, but for compliance purposes you can just add it. But again, even with or without it, this HTML will still work, because this is the main requirement or the basic requirement of an HTML document. Okay, so that's the first thing that you have to should we say memorize or to remember. Okay, so at least you have the HTML tag, sandwich tags, to come up or to make a basic HTML document. Okay, so again, the next thing that you must consider, by the way guys, this is a live tutorial, that's why sometimes we could hear other things or other destructive sounds or distractions around, because again, this is a live session. But anyway, that's not very important. The more important thing is that you could follow and you could read everything that I share with you on my screen, and just follow the flow of the discussion. Okay, so if you have already an HTML document, I mean HTML tag, the next thing that you must remember that every HTML document must have a head and a body. Okay, so we will create a head and body. So that is for the head tag, and then the body tag. So all of these three tags are sandwich tags. Okay. And sometimes if I could not or if I will be somewhere out there, I could also still continue our discussion, um, even if I'm not in my area. So there is no reason for us to not to continue our discussion, our daily discussion, because wherever I am, for as long as there is an internet access, we could still continue our daily live tutorial. Okay. So we have now here the head. We have now the head and the body tags. So again, at first, in order to come up with an HTML document, you have an HTML tags, and after that, the next thing that you must remember, your HTML document must have a head and a body. So inside the head, part of it, one of the most important parts of it is the title. Okay. So we will have here the title tags. Okay, so actually we can already save this because this is already an HTML document. Okay, although we have written already these things, but if we run this, okay, let's try to save this. So you can save that anywhere, but of course it's up to you on how you're going to organize your files. Okay, you can keep it in one folder or anywhere in your not database, in your hard disk. So I will also save this. Lessons, okay, and then I think, okay, HTML01, HTML01 dot HTML. Okay. So HTML01.html, because we will be having other on the succeeding sessions, we will be having more HTML samples before we proceed to another topic, let's say JavaScript or CSS. Okay, so I will name this as HTML_01.html. Then if I save this, okay, so even if you don't have yet the server-side applications like PHP, it doesn't matter, because HTML works on the client side, meaning to say, for as long as you have a browser, you don't need any installation to be done. Okay, so once you save your file, you can open it through your file explorer. You can open it and then just double click the file, or right click and then open with your browser. So that's the thing that you need to do. But if you're going to edit it, of course, you can open it to your editor. In your case, let's say if it's Windows, through your notepad, or you right click it and then open with the editor that you are using, which is the plain text editor. But by this time, we are already on the editor. What the next thing that we need to do is to open it to our browser. Okay, so how are we going to open it? Actually, there are many ways. Again, the first one that I mentioned earlier is to double click the file, and then it will open that HTML document to your browser. The other way is that you can open it from your browser, or you can just type in the location. But I think in our case, Actually, I've saved it to my. I have already an existing LAMP, the Linux Apache, MySQL and PHP, but I wanted to do this the other way so that other could follow. Okay, so you can click from your menu. It could be Alt F for your file somewhere here like this. Alt F. You can open it from here. Where's the open file, or you can click from here. Okay, for a moment, I'll just check something. You're not yet in the browser. For a moment, I will share with you the browser. Okay. Okay, so now you're on your browser, and then what I mentioned earlier is that you can double click the file, and then it will open it here or to any browser that you have, or you can click from here and find the open file, so you can open it from here, and then you can locate the document where you have saved it, or you can press Alt F, or you can click for the file somewhere on your top menu: file, edit, view history, bookmarks, tools, help, etc. You can go to the file and then click for the open file. Okay, so again, there are many ways on how to open your file, and I think you already know on how to open your file. And again, we don't need yet this kind of installations like the Apache. So you don't need the Apache if you're dealing with HTML. Okay, because this is purely a client side, and we're not yet doing the server side programming. Again, last time we've started with somehow quite complex, or a little bit complex, because again, it's already a combination of HTML, JavaScript, and the server side programming. We use PHP, and we also discussed a little about database, specifically the MySQL as our database platform, or back database that we used to our examples. Okay, so going back to our HTML thing, I will click here. Okay, and then open file, and then I have here, so I will go to the HTML because I save it here. So I just don't know if what particular folder, so for on your case, or in your case, so mine is here, lessons, and then this one. So actually those are the other topics that we discussed previously. So right for today, I saved it as html_01.html because that will be my naming convention for our HTML topics. So this is our very first topic in HTML. So if I click this and open it, as you can see from here, so this is already that's file colon something like that. So the same thing with your in your case, or with your Windows or Mac OS if you're using Mac, and then it will appear there. But it is a blank page, but it's not doesn't mean that it's not working. This is already working. Okay, it just happened that if we go back to our editor, okay, let's go back to our editor. It just happened that from our editor, these are only the things that we have specified, and these are the important things that we must always remember. Okay, so to have some changes, let's start with the title, because the title is part of the head, and there are so many things that you can still include in the part on your head, but I don't want you to consider that first. Okay, so we will do it step by step. So from our title, which is part of the head, you can specify the title of your page. Let's say welcome to my personal page, or welcome to my shop, or whatever title that will represent your entire page, or that particular page. Okay, so here I think let's say I will just make it very literal so that we could follow and understand. Okay, something like that. Although that's not the real thing that you must put if you're going to create your page. So this is the title, okay? So that for us to just trace or follow on, or to see on what will be the effect of this, okay? If I save this one, okay, then let's go back to our browser. Okay, so we're now on your browser, and then if we refresh this, because we don't need to open this again because this is already loaded, that is html underscore 01.html. So you don't need to go here again to open it. What you need to do is just click the refresh button or reload button, okay, or F5, Control R. So there are many things or ways on how to refresh your page, okay? So when you click this one, refresh, still there's no changes inside your page or body content, but as you can see from here, we have here on your title bar that this is the title. So that is the meaning of that. So that is the effect of what we have just done. Okay, so let's go back to our editor, to our codes or HTML script. So let's go back from here, and as you can see, so this one appears on the title page bar, okay? So because that is your title page, so you can specify anything that is something that is descriptive with your page that you are trying to load or create. Okay, so again, on your head you have the title, and then on your body, this is the main content of your page. Okay, you can specify anything there for it to appear on your page, on the body of your page or content of your page. Okay, so let's say for example this is the body. Or usually lorem ipsum, something like that, as the dummy content. So something like this is the body or content of my page, something like that. Okay, so if we save this, and I think we can also indent this again. Indentation has no effect in our HTML script or document, but again, this is very important for us because we could easily identify, and our thought is organized because we could easily identify that this entire scripts are this represents the entire HTML document. Okay, so inside our HTML document we have the head and we have the body, and inside the head we have the title, and this is the title, and inside the body we have initially written this is the body or content of my page. Okay, let's save this one. Save. Okay, so that's already saved, and then let's return to our browser. Okay, so we are now on our browser, and click refresh, F5 or Control R, and then refresh or reload. See, so we have now here that this is the body, or the body part or content of my page. So that is how it really works. Okay, and then you can just add anything, or you can explore other HTML tags, and that is what we're going to discuss on the succeeding session. We will explore other HTML tags, especially the commonly used tags, okay, be it sandwich or non-sandwich tags, because there are some tags that don't need to be to have the slash or closing tag. Okay. Okay, going back to our editor, we will just add a little tag or script. So let's say, for example, we copy this, welcome to my page, or this is the title, or we want the title on our title page bar also appears on our body, because sometimes it is how it is done. So copy and then something like this, but we will add one tag, one HTML tag, let's say h1. And then we will paste it there. So something like this. On our body we have the h1, meaning the header one. So this is large font. So h1, this is the title. We just copied it, or you can change also aside from this is the title. You can write anything here as your title of your body. So this is just for illustration purposes. Okay. Okay, we will save this now, and then let's go back to our browser. Okay, so from here, let's click the refresh. See, so we have here, this is the title, although this is not required to be the same. Okay, you can change here or this one. What we have just copied what we have on the title, but it doesn't matter if whatever you want, whatever title that you want to put it here or there. Okay, so this is the title, and we did not do anything, only the h1 tag. So that's automatic. That's a built-in tag in HTML, that if you use h1 tag, that is the largest head tag font or title, and then automatically, even if we did not use the BR for break or line break, the second the next content proceeded to the next line or moved to the next line. So that is how it really works. Okay, so again, do not be confused with this discussion, because that's basically that we need to understand first. Okay, so this is very easy compared to the one that we created last time. Okay, so again, this is a continuous process. From Monday to Friday, we will make our best. I will make our best to find some time for this schedule: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 to 7 a.m. Philippine time, and then every Tuesday, Thursday. Although in the future it may change. But again, as I promised to you, as I am committed to this live tutorial, that somehow at least more or less an hour I will provide you. I will find time to share with you these things, or this journey. I will go with you with this journey in web development. So basically, if you are very new, even if you are not an IT person, an IT graduate, anyone who is willing to learn, that's the number one, that's the first ingredient that we need to become a web developer or even a web designer, anything about web development: the willingness to learn. So that's the most important. And again, the second, of course, at least you should have your we don't require a very high-end or a brand new laptop or a branded laptop or desktop. What we need is just a working computer or laptop. Okay, because although you can also do this on your gadget, but it will be very challenging. So remember that scripting itself is already challenging. So you should have one, even if the low technology, especially we're just dealing with HTML, we really don't need a very high specs even the lowest specs that you have, or lowest specifications, or lowest technology computer that you have, for as long as it's running, you have there an operating system. You can open the browser, you can open the notepad, or whatever plain text editor that will work for this particular topic. Eventually, maybe if we're going to install a higher version of the server-side programming language like PHP, although there are also some there are also lower versions, but that's not. I think by this time, no one of you is already is still using the 286 or the 486. Okay, so just make your best to diligently attend our daily session, because you also have an opportunity to send your questions via our chat box. Okay, and then if you also have some concerns, you can call me and I could pick your call if I'm free, and or you can just send me an email at tonyregondola@gmail.com, and you can send me an email there if you have some concerns. Okay, because I am also busy in my programming job and other things, and also in mentoring other people. Okay, I am also tutoring other aspirants to become a web developer. Okay, and that's it for now. And before I end this session, I will again bring you back to the editor so that you could internalize our topic for today. Okay, so that's it, and that is our very basic HTML document, our first HTML document that we created today. Okay, so for a few minutes I will put this here on our screen before we finally end this session.